Hello, this is Miss Mary from the West Dallas Public Library, and thank you for joining me in another session of What Caught My Eye in New Books. We have quite a few, so we're going to get started, and we're going to go from youngest to oldest. My first pick is the 30th. Oh, this is kind of glary. Oh, sorry about this. Okay, We're Going on a Bear Hunt by Michael Rosen and illustrated by Helen Oxenberry. And I love Helen Oxenberry, and I love the story. It's a board book, and it's a fun family book, and you can read together, and you can do the movements in the book, and it tells a little story, and there's quite a lot of repetition. And this would be a great story for toddlers that can't really sit still, because you can stand up and do the movements together. Or it could be for someone that might be a little tough on paper books and not being able to sit down for a while. They can get up and do the movements as you read the book. So it'd be a lot of fun. And be prepared that if you do read this book to parents and caregivers, you will be reading it often. And actually, to read a book over and over again to a child is very good for them developmentally, though it can be hard on parents and caregivers. Okay, my first choice. And the next one I have, I love counting books. I love Collage. This is 10 Animals in Antarctica, and it's a counting book by Moira Court. I love the artwork. It's collage. The animals are presented as individuals, so they're very easy to count. Plus, this has a lot of great information in the back matter. So this could really be a book for all ages, for kids that are learning how to count, and then kids that are learning about the Antarctica. And I'll just show you a quick picture. And see how the krill, these are actually bigger than they would be in real life because I read the back matter and I know that. But see how they're very easy to count, they're very individualized, and that's what I really enjoy about a counting book. And then plus it has so much science in the back. It really could be for a lot of different ages. Alrighty, so we're gonna put that there. And that is glary too, so sorry. Maybe try to do this, I don't know. We'll try that. Okay, the next book I have is Grace and Box. And it's by Kim Howard and Megan Loflatter. And it's Ode to the Imagination. And who does not love a box, especially a giant refrigerator box? The pictures are bright and colorful. I love Grace. This is Grace and her dog's expression, and it's a very fun read aloud for a family or a classroom. And look at the little expression on the box. And here is an idea. Oh, box is getting kind of sickly. Very well loved. I just love that picture. All right. So Grace and Box. The next one is My Big Family by Canetti and illustrated by Micah Archer. And it is just such a wonderful book. Again, I'm going with collage, big colorful collage, I guess. And it's beautiful, expressive illustrations. And Alex is a young boy that it's him and his mom and dad live in a house, but they're a family from Cuba, and then their family from Cuba is moving to the United States and is going to move in with them. So he has a very big family. So first his grandmother comes, then his cousins, then his uncle, and it's starting to get a little crowded. But eventually everyone gets settled, and it's back to just Alex, his mom and dad. Or is it? Very fun book, and it would be a great read aloud, I think, for families or a classroom. All right, I love this book again with the collage by Barbara DaCosta, illustrated by Ed Young. Night Shadows. It's the illustrations are just moody and atmospheric, and it's just silhouettes, collage, a lot of dark, a lot of black. And I'll show you a little picture. Oh, this one's a little brighter, but you see Ms. Lucy and her friend. And anyway, so at Ms. Lucy's garage, the neighborhood boys are graffitiing it and tagging it, and she's constantly having to clean it up, and she's getting kind of sick of it, so she kind of lays in a trap for them to catch them while they're doing it. But who does she catch? And it's a great story about redemption, forgiveness, and intergenerational friendship. All right. And now we're moving on to a couple of chapter books, beginning chapter books. This one is, again, glary, Genie and Jeannie. And if you notice the different spellings, it's kind of fun. And it's by, oops, I forgot to write down who the author is. Trish Granted. Trish Granted. And Jeannie Bell is a second grader. She likes things kind of orderly. She likes school. And then a new girl comes to the class, Willow. And oh my gosh, she's a genie. So it's a wonderful beginning chapter book. Great pictures. Oh, here's the first day of Genie and Jeannie. And so it's a fun magical book. It would be great friendship book, great for kids that like rainbow magic, Isadora Moon, that sort of thing. So it's a very fun book. I like that a lot. And the next chapter book I have is the Treasure Troupe. And there they are, the three friends right here. And it's by Dori, Hillestad, Butler, and illustrated by Tim Budgeon. And it introduces three friends, and it's Marley and Isla and Sa. And Marley has vision issues. I don't know if you can see that. She's got to wear a patch for her lazy eye, or that's not the scientific name for it. I'm sorry, I forgot. And what the scientific name is, but it's nice to see a protagonist that's differently abled. She has to wear glasses and she has vision issues, and unfortunately at the beginning of the story her neighbor dies, and he has left a treasure for Marley and these Marley and Elsa and Say to find over the summer, and he leaves clues, so they have to decode them, have to use ciphers, and they have to use their mind, and it's puzzles, and at the end they do find a treasure. This would be great for fans of like Cam Jansen, Nate the Great, Encyclopedia Brown, and Boxcar Children, because it is a mystery oriented. So, doesn't fit. All right, but I do enjoy this book a lot. And then the last book I read is Amari and the Night Brothers. Oh, I forgot to show you, sorry, a picture. Okay, so here's a picture, kind of, if you can get an idea of what the font is like, how many words on a page. I have a lot of black and white illustrations. And this is when they're going to the reading of the will. So, it's very fun. All right, so Amari and the Night Brothers is B.B. Alston, and it is a fantasy. And the main character is Amari Peters, and she's not a typical fantasy main character. She's a girl, she's African American, and she's from a poor neighborhood, but she's also very typical fantasy main character, is that she's brave, she's smart, and she's utterly unstoppable. And what happens is that she ends up going to a school over the summer in supernatural investigations, which she is very happy to get into, because her brother is missing, and he was a natural investigator. So she is looking for her brother. It's got so much action. It's very fast paced. It's a very fun and clever fantasy world that the author builds, and it would be great for a family or a classroom read aloud. If you do that, I'm giving you a fair warning, the kids will be begging for just one more chapter. So be aware, but I do think it's a very good book if you like fantasy and a strong female protagonist, and it's just a very clever world that the author builds. All right, so that's it. I don't have room to put that on my ledge. But we are finished, and thank you for joining me for another one of What Caught Mary's Eye on the New Book Truck. And I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope everyone's washing their hands, and we'll say bye for now. Bye-bye.